Get out to run yet. Working on getting the names up of the winners. So we just announced the winners of April 4th, and I think everybody's on vacation and I forget how to do this. And so I got to figure it out. It took me a little while to get all the names up. So there's 110 people. They're in alphabetical order. You have the first 10 people are the people that won $1,000, and the other 100 are won $500. Yep. And the application is up also for May winnings. I mean, for the May. So if you didn't get on the April, so you have May 1st. You have until May 4th to apply for that contest. And don't forget, we have other contests. I mean, now actually we just closed one we're giving out $7,500 now for car repair. It was $5,000, and people aren't picking up the money for our $60,000 grant. So we're taking that money and putting it into people who applied for the car. So we're not having 10, we're having 15 winners of the car grant. And that's a $500 grant. And so you can apply to that, and that's a lottery kind of thing. So put all the names in a hat or whatever it is. Actually, of course, there's an app for that, and it'll show 15 names. So all you have to do is get your name in the hat, for a chance for the $500, and that's for car repair. And sure, you could scam us and not use it for anything and be a millionaire and do that. And a lot of people do that on the internet. A lot of people do that everywhere, and that's a pity because the wrong people get it. And that's a problem I see with government programs, man. I mean, we have millionaires getting unemployment insurance, millionaires getting Social Security. We have millionaires getting all these programs that I think are for people who can't get it, can't make it. But no, they feel they deserve it. And that's why I think we have something in this country where as long as it's legal, it's okay. And so they make a law. The people who want to cheat, they make a law that say it's legal and then say it's okay, it's legal. Well, the moral is more important. And I think that should rule more of us, no matter what your religion is or whatever. You know what's right and wrong. But as long as it's legal, you don't care if it's right or wrong, right? That's sort of like God coming down and say, hey, legal? Okay, don't worry about it. That's what happened in wars. Wars used to be. Even Christianity and everybody, all the religions. There was no way to get to war. And then I forget when, it was Constantinople or somebody like that who said, no, I want to go to war. So we got a bunch of smart people in a room and figured out a way. And this is for Christians to go to war. Otherwise, they couldn't. He figured out a way to do it. So the smart people make laws to make sure that what's immoral becomes legal. As long as it's legal, who cares if it's immoral? And that's what we live in. We got to use it or get out of town. And I don't know. It's still one of the nicest countries to walk around in a question mark suit. Anyway, so we have the winners are up on both websites on Facebook. I just put it up myself. I couldn't find my folks. The weather's so nice. I don't blame them. It doesn't matter. It makes me learn more. And also on Lesko Help too. So they should be right under this that you're watching. If you're on YouTube and you're not a member, then you're not going to see the names. There are people actually that are coming in and they're trying to scam and get the order and say, hey, I changed my email and all this kind of stuff. Man, the scammers are terrible. That's why we're trying to do more on Lesko Help too. Remember, when you join Lesko Help, you belong to both. Lesko Help on Facebook, that's the original one, and Lesko Help too, which is off Facebook and more closed and less scammers and all that. And that's where we do a lot of the more training is all done there, the video training. And it's just organized better. People seem to chat with each other a lot more on Lesko Help too. It's more of a community. So we're investing more in that. You watch, keep an eye out because we're changing it and adding some items and getting rid of some other items. So we'll be changing. The one thing we have a problem with in Lesko Help too is answering your questions. And because there's 1,000 places to answer your questions, and you get all kinds of different answers and people. The people, the admin people, or actually I call them the grant caregivers. They don't know I call them that, but that's what I call them, the grant caregivers, because that's what I just make sure they're caring about your question. And we all have different answers to everything. That's why when I tell people, like, if you want to start a business, there where you live in any city in this country, there has to be 20, 30, 40 organizations, nonprofits, that get money, grant money, to help you start a business for free. So everyone you contact will have a different answer for things. So you contact me about where to get help, contact somebody else, I'll have and I have like 48 years of doing this, But see, because you get different answers, that's good, because you need different answers to shake your brain up to apply. Now, if you want an answer from me, is I'm on Facebook, because that's it. We don't know how to set up on Lesko Help 2 that your question isn't out there, and I don't even know what's answered, what hasn't been answered, and stuff like that. So I'm answering on Lesko Help 2. So if you belong to one of them, you belong to both. You don't have to pay extra to belong to one of these things. If you remember one, you're automatically a member of both. Get the list, get the link. If you don't have the link, in Facebook, you have to be approved. You have to be asked for access and then be approved. But that usually happens when you get your paid membership. Most people do that. But if for some reason you skip that, and maybe you could also join directly on Lesko Help 2, and then we'll have to give you the link and approve your request to get access to Lesko Help on Facebook. Now, to get access, sign up and get access, and then email Magic Mary. Magic Mary is the lady who really runs everything. She's like the Wizard of Oz, the guy who was behind the curtain working everything, and that's Magic Mary. So if you email her, and her email address is leskohelp@gmail.com. And all you have to do is email her and tell her, hey, I'm a paid member and I can't get in. Wee-oo. Let me in. Wee-oo. If you know that, you're going to date yourself. Well, that's a funny expression, date myself. Well, I guess a lot of people do that. I see puns everywhere. It's terrible. And they're usually tacky as hell. They're not even clever. And so you have to be approved. You get in there and you ask away. Now, what you do to get me to show you the best I have in my head is to start a new discussion on Lesko Help in Facebook. Start a new discussion and ask me the question. Tell me what state you're in, because that'll help. Because I could send you more direct sources if I know your state. So on the Facebook, start a new discussion. Tell me what you need money for. I need money for rent. I need money for, to go to the moon, whatever the hell you want. And actually, they do take applications. They're looking, they always look for astronauts that are just normal people. You remember the teacher that went up there and things like that? So you can even get that. There's a government program to send you to the moon. And that may be interesting. So you just sit back, because depending on how many I have, it may take a day or two for me to answer them. But then you get the best I got for that. And then if you have to follow up with that, don't do it in that chat. Start a new one. Say, hey, let's go. Yeah, I said this, but this didn't work. So how do I do this now? So that's important to know. And remember, we have 3 giveaways now. We have a new $60,000 giveaway that is due May 4th is the deadline, and we give out $60,000. And the application is on both websites. But I'd start if you're not on Lesko Help 2 yet, get over there a little bit and start feeling around. It's a little friendlier for discussing and sharing with other people. And we're going to devote a little more resources there to make sure it works well. Because no matter what we do, it's not going to please everybody. No matter what we do, whatever, it may not take time. And we all get antsy and upset if things don't happen quickly. And boy, at my age, I know I try to get over that very quickly, because won't get the best of people if you pressure them. You get the best of people when they want to do it. Even the people I work with here, I say, well, whenever. I mean, nothing we do, it's not brain surgery. Nobody's going to die or anything like that. I have my rent paid, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm in a fortunate position. He recommended Lesko help. Who? Philip Blair. Oh, Terry, where do you go to get help for grants, for mortgage grants and free rent in North Carolina? Well, there's a couple places. Like for rent, there's two things to do to start with. First, you go to the National Association of, let's see, let me get the website, NCSHA. So go to ncsha.org. Go there and look for the Rental Assistance Program. And what that will give you are all the local offices for the National Biden Rental Assistance Program. Now that's running out of money, but there's still a lot there, okay? Because it's been around for a year or two. So you want to check there first, because that's the national. And not only rental assistance do they give you utility money. So that's available on that too. And it's back rent and future rent. So, and if somebody says it's one thing, it may or may not be. So you have to check locally. Don't guess. Don't trust me with the definite answer. You have to trust the person who's giving out the money. They're the only people that really know. The rest of us are guessing or trying to look smart, because we see, the smarter I look or try to look, dressed like this, it's hard to look very intellectual, isn't it? The more you can convince people that you're smart, the more you could charge. Is really what it boils down to. And that's what our society is all about, making money and charging people, which is too bad. And I feel the best information you can get is from the people who give it free. Look, I just gave you a website here of an association that keeps track of all the program, not all the programs, but all the sources in every state that give out the federal money for rental assistance, okay? So they're gonna know more than anybody else about that. Anybody else could be guessing, maybe they'll look smarter or they smell dirtier or whatever, but nobody's gonna be as good as they are, to tell you the truth, about the knowledge and where they sit. But more importantly, they don't charge you anything. See, every website you get from us will never charge you money. We're just hooked on Google, and they're hooked on $1 trillion or whatever the hell they make out of this stuff. When you can get the same thing better for free. Okay, so you go there, they'll give you a website, or you just go online and get that. Get the website. Now, here's what you do when you get that website. You call. Remember, you're going to get a lot more money from this system if you call. Sure, you may wait on hold for 20 minutes, but what the hell? Somebody's going to give you $8,000 to pay your rent. You don't have 20 minutes to spare? Now, isn't that stupid? Yeah, but we're all human. And we wanted to act bad. That's why I think it's us marketing people that spoiled you, saying, oh, it's going to be so quick, and just do this, and you get $1 million, that's all you have to do. Which is bullshit, I mean, it happens, and I find people it happens to all the time, but for you, probably not. For me, probably not. So that's important to know. So you wait on hold, finally talk to somebody, because, see, if you talk to somebody, if you look on the website, it may be out of money. But they may be getting some more soon. They don't know about it. These things are so fluid. There's more money. There's money that's nobody applied for, that's sitting in these bank accounts and the local governments and everything that they're trying to figure out what to do with. So when somebody says all the money is gone, no. just all the money for that there is gone. There's so much more that, and it's just going to take some work. You find it. You have other things to do. Great, more power to you. You want to solve the problem? Well, then that's what you have to do. And so, okay, so that's the first thing. You go to that website, get the state program. Call the state program to see what the status is. Now, the other thing when you call that state program is, hey, where else can I get this? Do you know of any other organizations that will help me? That's the key. That's the key to doing research on anything, is calling people who don't have it, but are in the business, and they give you better leads than even I can give you on who may have it. That's what you have to have, is maybes. Oh yeah, like that cheerleader just got dumped and she's probably looking for a date for the prom. I bet if you ask her, because she's got nothing else, you're gonna get it. See, that's what you gotta do. So, okay, so you ask them where else is it. Okay, okay, step 2, go to findhelp.org. Now, that's the same as 211.org. But 211, what people do is call 211, and they tell them there is no money, and they go away. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please, don't do that. You don't want to do that. Because, again, that's one who's an operator. It's like me saying, I don't know of any money, so there's probably none there. That is absolutely wrong. And so that's why, but you don't know any better, you haven't done this before, so you'll take it for gospel because it's a government official. They said there's none, so I guess they're right. No. Nobody can know all that much. Okay, so now what do you do? Okay, so now you go to, see, my favorite is findhelp.org, not 211.org. I mean, that's good, it probably has the same thing. Findhelp.org is a little better organized too, I feel. So I would do that. Now, when you go to find help, you put rent. Okay, you put rent in there. Well, let's go prom. You want to go to the prom? I ran into somebody I took to the senior prom. I'm 80 years old next month, so whenever the hell that was, 60 years ago. And so about 10 years ago, ran into her at a party, and she was a very glamorous thing, all that kind of thing. She was wondering who I was at the party, and I started talking to me, and I started talking to her, playing around with her or whatever, and that she knew me and everything. Then I told her who I was, and she walked away. That was interesting. Yeah, it was really different. But, okay, so you go to findhelp.org, and you put in rent, okay? And see what you'll get, probably no matter where you are in this country, maybe you'll get more or less depending on where you are. But, you could have at least 20 organizations there that help people with rent problems. See, what you want to do in life, it's sort of like, if you had a problem, like a doctor, okay? So you want to go to a doctor who looked at, how many operations did you do on this, that you know so much about the operations, so you know the complications or whatever better than somebody, let me follow the book and do this, So it's like that with information. You want to find somebody who's helping people with rent problems every day, not somebody who's just looking up the website and having a robot tell them what to do, and that's where they are, and they're free. They get paid by grants from the government and other foundations and nonprofit organizations to help you with your rent. That's all they do. They think about it 24 hours a day, and that's one of 1,000 things I'll think of, and that's why it's better to now you start dealing with people to solve your problem, not internet and stuff like that. You don't even know what the hell the words mean anyway. You're guessing, and they're guessing, putting it on there. And the ones who don't guess are the ones who want your money. They don't have to guess because they know what pushes your button to give them money. They figure that out because they spent millions of dollars doing that, okay? So you have to find those people that are in the business of solving your problem, and they get money to help you for free, okay? That's who you want. Again, and if they cannot and they don't know, well, then you ask them, who else do you think that I could talk to that may be able to help or may be able to show me somebody who can help. This is the way that it happens. This is the way how you find stuff nobody else finds. This is the way how you find the good stuff. See, and the opportunities are there like this. There's no opportunity if everybody knows about it, because then it's gone. It's not an opportunity. The opportunities when other people don't know and you know. So that's how you do that, no matter what you want to do in life too. I think that is a number one thing for life. Anything, you want to get a job, you want to do something, you want to find out about something, you find people who want to do something like that. And that's how I learned this business, was helping rich people make money. So they'd call me up, and I was in Washington, and I'd find a half a dozen experts in Washington who study that stuff. I mean, one of my favorite stories, and this is from back in the beginning, an investor in Maine potatoes. That's on the commodities exchange somewhere. And I got on the phone, and half a dozen calls. I found somebody in the Department of Agriculture who spent the last 20 years of his life studying Maine potatoes. That's all. And because I live in Washington, I went down and talked to him. It was an hour and a half in his office, and he was bringing out all these reports, and so it was incredible. What's good and bad about Maine potatoes, and when to buy, when not. I mean, this guy spends a lifetime. He's got a PhD in Maine potatoes, and he's giving it all to me for free. And I'm charging my client thousands of dollars. Anybody can do it. You live in America, you could call this sucker too and ask him, as long as you're polite. We're not going to get free writing a business plan. If you go to sba.gov/local assistance, you want sba.gov, local assistance, and there, if you put in local assistance, and the people I like, there's a lot of different kinds. I like the community navigators. And there'll be dozens where you live. And they get grants to help you write business plan, help you find money, help you apply for money, help you, all free. But you don't know. They don't know. And you go to Google and write business plan, and you get all these people who have an app for that and charge you $500, or we're guaranteed this and charge you $3,000. And no, you go there and call up the people, sit down with them, and get help for free. And that's it, everybody. We think we have to spend money to do anything in this country, and you don't. You just have to know your options. Nobody teaches your options. Only people do is teach you how to spend money. And anybody could do that, but you don't have money. So it's most important for you to do something. I live in the #1 potato producing county. I say Grant County is the #1 potatoes. Potatoes are now grants. Quickly claim to fame. Oh, wonderful. So to recap, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even open the chat. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Matthew. I've gotten a city water department that overcharged me, but still says I owe $1,400. It's been 2 years and they won't turn on. Did the chain command? Where can I figure out? Okay, any government agency or particularly utility, yes, you go. There's a utility commission in every state. So you want to do a utility. Utility commission at your state capital, and then your elected official too, and that's at commoncause.org to find your elected official. Call them and tell them to be there. I mean, you don't have water, that's terrible. The chain of command, yeah. So utility commissioners, because they have regulations over the utility companies, and your elected official has regulations, have power over them, okay? So that's right, you go up the power chain, okay? Good morning, Deborah. Oh, that beautiful hair of yours. I want some. Ronald McDonald was picked for April's grant. Really? Why is that? I can't. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder, is that Ronald McDonald posing as somebody else? Don't know. I mean, that is, and we have 7 people choosing, and, you know, but actually, about one out of every 6 members get something. So that means 5 out of 6 don't. Because we've given out, God, I think about 1,200, 1,400 grants already. We only have about 7,000 members. So, you know, that's about that. Lesko Help University. 2024. That would be a good school. Where am I get a grant for that? Well, that's another thing. People are paying for universities, paying for school and everything. You don't have to. I mean, there's too many other ways to get skills. And now there is more grant money for you to get a skill, whether you have a degree, don't have a degree, to be able to get training to get a job that would go up to $100,000 or $120,000. I was at my aunt passed, and I'm gonna miss her funeral. Oh, sorry. I was also picked for grant money. Thank you so much. Oh, Carla. Oh, and people who are chosen, send us a message. I mean, not an email, but a post. Post a thank you note or something, because that will encourage other people to apply. And make this real. I want to be real. I want people to know that this is honest stuff. There are too many scams out there, people trying to get people's money. And so I want to make sure that happens. So please, the best way to influence other people about what we do is to show them what you got. Okay, and it helped for you, because see, me saying something, well, a clown dressed a question mark suit doing this for 40 years, sure he did, but so who can relate? You're someone better for other members to relate to, and to see if you got it, then that gives them the little encouragement they need to try to help their life, because what you're really doing is helping someone else help themselves. And that's what it's all about. I didn't create these programs, it's not me. I'm just showing people how to, get it, because it's there. So you can't thank me, thank the government, And what bothers me is that we do have people with problems, and we have all these things that are put into law to solve these problems, and people don't know. And that's the pity in the country. So I feel I'm the only person trying to do that. So it gives me a good job to do for the rest of my life. Oh, I see there's so many good questions here. Sarah, I'm sorry I'm doing something wrong. I have applied every month. Oh, I mean, there is April, my aunt passed, and since I'm not picked yet, I can't afford to fly 3 states away and say goodbye. Go to Facebook and tell me, let me try to find some other places for you, okay? Okay, Sarah? And so start a new discussion on Facebook, because that way to make sure I get it. Over here, it's sort of hit and miss. Congratulations. Do you have looked yet, Matthew? Have you not looked yet? May the little woman be blessed. Hold on, I'm not sure what that means. Nikki screaming, thank you, Lesko, for picking me an April giveaway. See, Nikki, wow. I damn near fell off my chair. Hope you didn't hurt yourself, Nikki. And when I saw the name on the list, you just helped me with half my rent for May. Wonderful. See, that's what I feel. If we have an extra $500, that could be so meaningful to somebody. I mean, in Washington, D.C., $500 is like people losing their cushions. Their sofa. It's chump change. And to most America, it's not at all. These are important. I mean, half the country in the world, half of our citizens do not have an extra $500 to pay a bill. I mean, that's it. So that's why if you, as members, you gave us this profit, I had no idea we'd make a profit at $200. I thought we'd just scrape by. I just didn't want to be the $2,000 man or the $200 man. I mean, we want to be the $20 guy that try to solve your problems for $20. So Nikki, please, copy this and put it in a new, what do you call it, chat, or not a chat, a post, yeah, because we have discussions in in Facebook and post, I guess they call it, in Lesko Help Too. My brain is getting holes in it. And make sure, Sarah, send me a note on Facebook, start a discussion, and I'll answer it. And tell me also what you're trying to do in life. I mean, you're trying to get a better job, you're trying to start a business or something, but besides getting airfare money, okay? We'll help you with that. Okay, I got to go out and exercise. Be sorry I don't turn into the fat little kid I used to be. And it's the best thing I do for myself, I feel. But thank you so much. I love doing this. I love, boy, if there's a way to love each of you, it's a word I used to never use, tell you the truth. In my household, at my time of life, or that wasn't something people used in the 70s, you know, or no, in the 70s and the 50s, man, what the hell, 70s, I'm 70s. Okay, well, thank you for your kindness and sharing gratitude as much as you can. Sometimes it's hard, and I understand that. Okay, talk to you soon.